Hey guys, what is going on? So today we're talking about the Galaxy Note 5 and whether or not it's still worth it in 2018. Now I'm just gonna get right into it. The body I think still looks super amazing. Obviously the Galaxy Note 8 looks a little bit better, but I still think the Note 5 is pretty good looking. Honestly, like if I saw the Note 5 walking down the street, I'd probably say what's up to it, maybe get its number, I don't know. Now looking at the front, we still have the home button and there's actually a fingerprint sensor embedded in it, so that's pretty cool. Above that is the 5.7-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED screen. From my experience, it's been super beautiful. It has 518 pixels per inch, so I mean, dude, this screen is super sharp. And above that is the 5 megapixel front facing camera. The back has a 16 megapixel single camera, and both those cameras are actually pretty good. Now turning on the phone, we're presented with Android Marshmallow on my unit, but the Galaxy Note 5 is now upgradable to Android 7.0 Nougat, which is pretty cool because since my last video got an update, but it's weird that it still doesn't have the latest version of Android. Now the crazy thing is that this phone has an octa-core processor clocked in at 2.1 gigahertz as well as 4 gigs of RAM, on which on paper seems crazy, which it is. It'll handle everything you throw at it, but the updates is always what scares me the most about any phone, and that has a lot to do with not only features and like having the latest features, whatever, but also the security of a phone as well. Now if Android N is the last time this phone gets an update, it doesn't matter how fast the phone is, eventually it'll be somewhat useless in the future, even if it can handle all the apps, because not only will apps be unsupported for this thing, but the security of this phone will be sacrificed as well. That's the best way I can put it. Now in my opinion, a phone like this should 100% be custom ROM'd. If I was having this phone as a daily driver in this moment of time, especially in 2018, I would flash a ROM on it, because not only would it be on the latest version of Android most of the time, but the security of those Android versions will be on my phone and ported on it as well. Now as long as you flash a reputable ROM, all those things will happen. You'll get security and all that, but as of right now this phone isn't that bad. But I'm kind of looking at the future of this phone as well. You obviously don't have to do it, I'm not forcing it. I kind of got a little emotional there, so maybe I got to tone it down a little bit, but that's just personally how I feel. Now switching out of that, we're going to be talking about as this phone as it is on stock TouchWiz or whatever, which I never liked. Gaming is also very decent on it. Now as I said before in my other video, this phone does get kind of hot while heavy gaming. Even when you're multitasking between apps and stuff like that, the phone does actually get a little hot, and that might have to do with the glass back, I don't know, but the actual gameplay of it is fairly decent and it's actually really good. And that also goes hand in hand with battery life. Probably the worst part about this phone, now it has a 3000 mAh battery, but the phone is packed with such awesome specs and features that Samsung really ruined this phone just by like the battery life alone. Now on my usage, which isn't even that heavy, I don't game throughout the day. I literally just check my Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube stats and all that stuff, and just based off my usage, I would have to charge this phone by the end of the day, no doubt. Now maybe if I was a little bit conservative, it would last longer, but I don't want to give up some functions of my phone just to make my phone last longer. And the battery isn't removable either, so Samsung really kind of like pushed itself into a corner by giving it such a small battery. But this line of phones, the Note phones, has the greatest feature I love of basically any other phone, and that is the S Pen. The features are super sweet, and I honestly wish I could have a stylish or something like that for my iPhone that was embedded in it. That I think that's super cool. I love Samsung as a company because they're always pushing boundaries like this, and I really wish more companies did something like this to their phones. So all in all, the way I would put it is I love this phone, and I love Samsung as a company too. Like I said, they always push the boundaries. They're always being the most innovative, doing crazy stuff, but the battery life and updates of this thing make it really hard for me to recommend this phone to most people. So here's what I'll do. I'll leave links to not only a Note 5 in the description, but I will also leave an extended battery life case in the description that I find as well, which will extend the battery and eliminate at least one of the main problems that this phone has. And honestly, if I were to personally get this phone today, I would not only get that case, but I would also root this phone and custom ROM it to make it last even longer. If this phone were to get Android 8.0, maybe I would lay low on the custom ROM, maybe do it later. And I'm not saying you have to do it or anything to get a good experience. I'm sure you can keep it stock and it'll last you just as long, but I just prefer having a more up-to-date phone than having a phone that's even a little bit behind in updates. And guys, that is pretty much it. If you guys disagree with me or agree with me, please leave that down in the comment section below. I'll be so happy to read your comments, and maybe you guys will say something that I didn't even think about, so I'd love to see it. If you guys want me to review something in the future, please leave that down in the comment section below. I'll probably get it. Leave a like on this video as well, that would mean so much. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.